Okay, today we're getting closer to the finalization of the car, so it's a bunch of random stuff again. I took another whack at the handbrake cable. I torqued up some of the front suspension, and then the A-frame and the rear suspension, and then I prepped the front wing. I also tried to torque the rear hub and drive shaft, as well as attached the rails, the adjustable rails to the driver's seat. But I put that in the car, but I didn't fasten it to the car yet. So, yeah, going back to the handbrake cable that I didn't finish up last time, I undid all my zip ties in order to even it out. I got it even again. However, my suspicion is that I'm supposed to still put those handbrake cables through the holes, so I still need to figure that out, and I probably will have to do the handbrake cable yet again. Um, I undid the front, so I also put wheels on all four, and then sort of just tightened it with a socket just a little bit, and then I lowered the car onto the ground so I can torque the suspension. So I did the rear A-frame. And then I did the front, and I think I was a little too deep in the details. I only did one of the bolts in the front. I think there are three more that I need to do. But I was super focused on the two bolts for the upper front wishbones, which have the headlights. um, One of my headlights was sagging, and also that bolt is behind the front anti-roll bar. So that was the most involved bolt. Um, so I had to take the front, undo the front anti-roll bar just to move it out of the way. And then I could tighten um, torque the appropriate bolts. So I was able to torque the passenger side one to the suggested 47 Newton meter one. The driver's side one, I couldn't fully do. I think I got quite close, but the headlight kept coming out as I was trying to do the final couple of turns. So I just sort of left it at that. Um, and then I had to redo the anti-roll bar. So the anti-roll bar was quite difficult to undo and redo. There's not enough space for a torque wrench once all the hoses and the sump is there. So it's kind of tricky. Luckily, I had a small enough regular wrench to undo it, and then I just tightened it as hard as I could, which I think is probably more than the torque spec. The torque spec is 20 Newton meters. I tightened those back up pretty good with the wrench, so I feel okay with that. Um, and then I realized I forgot to zip tie the handbrake cables after I evened them out. So I probably have to do that again. Also, I think I still need to route them to the holes in the caliper. Still double checking on that. Finally, I drilled the holes that are meant for the winker ground on the front wing mounts. And then I also prepped the front wings by drilling out so Caterham pre-drills the three holes on the front wings for the winkers. The outside two holes are correctly spaced and are the right size for the the nuts and bolts to attach to the winkers. The middle hole needs to be enlarged a lot. I think you end up enlarging it to about a ½ inch hole. Um, I progressively used bigger and bigger drill bits until I got there. Now, be careful because when I got to the ½ inch bit, it started tearing a little bit. I think there's a little too much torque, so you might want to start your torque setting at a lower setting if you use a ½ inch drill bit, or if you stick with a smaller drill bit, you kind of just circle around it, or you can use a Dremel until you enlarge a hole enough. Now, be careful because you want to keep checking that the hole will align with the winker as you do this, because you may need to sort of enlarge, one of the sides more to shift that hole a little bit. But once you get it in, it's just a matter of tightening up the nuts. Um, and I think that's it for today. So I think the things I need to do next time would be, and I need to remember these, are to um, fix the handbrake, whether I route them through the hose or not. I need to zip tie them. I also need to check which other bolts in the front wishbone I also need to torque to spec.